All things should be taken into account. The rise and fall of empires. Currency wars. My baggy pants. All of them have a role to play in the great cosmic panoply of causation. Many people don't want to see what's right in front of their eyes. I know that growing up as a boy, I mowed a lot of lawns and had a lot of time to think. I was precocious then. In time, I became a dullard. Much like you. No offense meant, just this is what happens. In time. In time we lose that sharp razor's edge. It allows us to discern quality from mediocrity. This is a common pestilence in the human condition. I have a lot of books. I've been looking for that speech for so long. There was a period where I cloistered myself in my library, looking for that magical speech. It's the part where he talks about the lawnmowers that really throws me in the baggy pants. You don't see those coming. When I was in my cathedral, deep underground, icy cavern, I dreamt of meeting the man who spoke those words. I had a podium, and in the vast cavern there was just shadows. I pretended the shadows were people. And I spoke that speech over and over and over again. Had a lot of books in that cavern. The entire walls were lined with books. Couldn't tell it was a cavern, but I knew it was a cavern. I had basically brought all my books collected over all the years. And I etched shelves into the ice walls. Precarious. Is what if the climate changes in the cavern and the ice walls melt and the books, well, even before they fall to the precipitous death, they start to get soggy with the melted water, but I decided to take the risk. Until that day, I'll never forget it. He walked into the cavern as if I had been summoning him. From the depths. I mean, could be I summoned him from another cavern, and he just walked up to the podium and said, "You're excused." What was I going to do? Sir, I am most honored that you're here. Well, you kept reading my speech over and over again. What was I going to do? You just kept on sending the signal out, and I had to go. No one has been so enamored with my words as you. Take a seat. It's time for a new speech. Sir, I would be most honored to listen to you speak. I have been declaiming your word like it's honey on the tongue. Veritable gospel. Yes, yes, yes. Quit kissing my ass. Take a seat. Yes, sir. And don't give me all of that lollygally. The what, sir? Don't lollygag with your facial expressions. I'm sorry, sir. You're doing it again. Keep eye contact. Don't do all this stuff. Sit and listen. Okay. Can I bring a friend? A friend? Yes, I have an apprentice. She's in the kitchen, making chocolate chip pancakes, coffee, bacon, eggs. I should probably tell her to stop. She'd be really excited to meet you. An apprentice, yes. Apprentice. And I also have a neighbor who lives in the neighboring cavern. The neighbor in the neighboring cavern, yes. You can bring your apprentice in the neighboring neighbor in the neighboring cavern. You've got a community down here. Well, I don't know that it's really a community. It's just the three of us, sir. We're very happy that you're here, even though I don't know that they know that you're here, but I know they're happy about it. You exhaust me. Go get them. Okay. And then I went to go get them. And my apprentice, she was quite happy. She's been listening to me give the same speech over and over again. Sir, we're really happy that you're here. I am the apprentice. Hello, hi. I am really excited that you're here. Yes, I know. Sit. I'm going to give a new speech. Hi, sir. I'm the neighbor. I'm here. I've attended a few of the speeches, and well, just sit down. Just sit down. Yes. I'm going to sit down. And tell me what you do over in your neighboring cavern. Well, I have a music collection. I have all these CDs and vinyl records, and I have these cassette tapes. I have all the music in the world, sir. Probably all the music in the world, and the music that I don't have on the CDs and the vinyl and the cassette tapes, I have on MP3s. MP3s in my computer, and I have the most extensive sound system that just plays all throughout the cavern. I mean, the cavern is a good bit away. We have to be mindful of our neighbors. Yes, we do. Thank you for being so far away, because if your music was any closer, I don't think I'd be able to read all of my books. What a lively group of people. You summoned me here. I know I'm just the neighbor, but I'm just curious if we could have your name, please, sir. You can call me Cicero. Cicero? Yes, music man. Call me Cicero. As in the Cicero. Not as in the Cicero, but as in the Cicero, yes. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, I have a question for you, Mr. Cicero. Library man, what is it? Are you Cicero? Me and my apprentice would like to know. I am not the Cicero, no. But were you named after the Cicero, Mr. Cicero? What difference does it make? I'm here to pontificate. You mean... I'm sorry. May I ask Mr. Cicero a question? Yes, apprentice. Ask your question. Pontificate. I don't think that's the word that you want to use. Don't correct me, apprentice. It is exactly the word that I like to use, along with declaim. Pontificate. Well, isn't that kind of like pretentious? Isn't that kind of pretentious? I like to pontificate. I'm just wondering if that's what you really mean, Mr. Cicero. You are such a lively apprentice, aren't you? Loquacious, garrulous. Oh, yes, I am. I like your words, Mr. Cicero. I can maybe see why they call you Mr. Cicero. Yes. Close your eyes, everybody. It's time. It's time for meditation on words. 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 You don't look impressed. Shall I pontificate further? Mr. Cicero? Yes, library man. I was just talking to my neighbor, music man. We're a little confused about what that speech was all about. What part was not clear? Well, Mr. Cicero, I can tell you. I'm not sure. I know I'm just an apprentice, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure really what it meant. I heard you say words many times and in many different ways with different inflections and different tones and energy. But and I get that we're in a cavern and it's like the sound system, reverberates across the books and it's like being in a cathedral and but I am not ashamed to say that I don't know what the heck you were just doing. You know, not many people do know what I am doing. Some days I don't know myself. But I won't be... I can't. Sometimes I have a gift. I have a gift to offer. sometimes I think that I'm ahead of my time. But I don't want to get arrogant about it because that does not benefit anybody. There are esoteric enclaves all throughout the galaxy. They're always looking for the next thing. I am the next thing. And then I show up and they're disappointed with my pontification. Sir, I would not say that we are disappointed with your pontification per se. We just do not understand your pontification. I am a humble reader of books and a humble speaker of speeches. I have never encountered a speech of that nature. And my friend here, he is a connoisseur of the finest music. He knows everything. He spends all day listening to music. He's probably listened to every musician on the planet. I would say probably every single musician in the galaxy. I don't know how you would do that. Just one song. All I need to do is listen to one song. And then I understand the whole spectrum and palette of the musician, of the composer. Yeah, but don't they have a career? Like, don't they? If you think about people like U2, how they started off and where they ended up. You can't just listen to an early album and then think you can discern, extract the musicality of the later albums. I mean, I don't mean to undermine your expertise, Mr. Musician, Mr. Music Man. I just don't think that you know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. This is about words. Okay, we're not talking about music right now. We're talking about words, Mr. Music Man. You can address Mr. Librarian's points later. Words. We do not have the right relationship to them. When I was a little girl, I was in a haunted house. And I heard a ghost. And the ghost couldn't speak words. Just moans. Moan. Yes. Mr. Cicero, why couldn't that ghost speak words? Why could the ghost only moan? Moan. Moan. Why could the ghost only moan? The ghost is not capable of words. And neither are you. Or you are you. Listen to me, people. You called me here. I'm responsible for changing your life. You're an esoteric enclave in deep recesses of the planet, doing quixotic things. You need me, but you do not know how to speak. You don't know what words are. You need me. I'm here. I gotta say, man, I think you're a little freaky. No offense, Mr. Cicero. I know you don't get offended. I know that you travel the world and you share your wisdom with people. I'm all about wisdom, mister. But I can't say that I'm absolutely convinced that you've got it. Are you listening to me? talking about words, mister. And you're sitting here belittling us. That's not gonna work. I listen to Beethoven. Beethoven speaks to me. I listen to the Ninth Symphony. And here you are. You're showing up. Mr. Library's library. And telling us. And giving us this speech about words. I listen to Beethoven. I don't need this. I think that there's more to it. Librarian, what do you think? I have always wanted to meet the man who gave such a speech. Sometimes I only read the speech. Sometimes I only speak the speech. Speak the speech. I pray you as I pronounced it to you, drippingly off the tongue. But if you mouth it, as so many of you players do, I would rather the town crier smoke my lights. Shakespeare. Yes, Mr. Cicero, yes. Shakespeare. Why are you here, Mr. Cicero? Truly, tell me, why? In my library? I thought that you would be giving us a gift and you'd just be rating us with this mindless speech of words. What is a word? I don't know, Mr. Cicero. Don't you please tell us? You edify us, please. You think that you truly understand what it is to speak? You do not understand what it is to speak. I say the word words. I do that for a reason, Mr. Librarian, Miss Apprentice, and Mr. Music. What is a word? A word, a word, a word. Words, words, words. Shakespeare. Hamlet. If we cannot discuss words and the anatomy of words, and we're using them unconsciously. Do you want to do that, Mr. and Mr.? Do you? No. But you are. I want you to understand something. Look at it closely. Think about it closely. You've heard of free energy, 0-point energy, and the like. Of course you have. Everybody's talking about it. It's the rave. It's the rave. It's the edge. The cutting edge of whatever. Imagine that words the 0-point energy. Words. The cold fusion. Words are the free energy. Just one word. Just imagine it. Do it now. Take a moment. Cake. Take a moment. Cake. Take a moment. Cake. Sound. Signifying a cake. Signifying a thing, a delicious dessert for a birthday, for a happy event. What that ghost wouldn't do to eat a piece of cake, correct? Oh my God, yes. Cake. Get to the point where you understand that you have this word, cake. Imagine if the word did not exist, and nothing like it existed, and yet there were such things as cakes, but no word for cake. And yet there it was, right there in front of you, without a word. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. And yet, every time your attention focuses on the thing that has no name, no word, you can't even address it. Blow out the candles on the have a piece of this tastes so good. Thank you for the I'd like another piece of. Everywhere around the world at once. Tell me what that would be like, Mr. Librarian. Tell me, Mr. Musician. Mr. Music Man, tell me. Apprentice, tell me. It would suck ass. It would. Yes, it would. Yes, very good. You're catching on, aren't you, apprentice? You're smarter than the boys. I'm not smarter. No, you're not. None of you are. Now, next. Mr. Librarian. Tell me what these are called, all these things. You're packed to the gills with these things. What are they? Books. Yes, Mr. Librarian. Now imagine that word didn't exist. Well, first thing that I could think of is maybe I would call them volumes, yes. Or tomes, yes. Or manuscripts, yes. Good, Librarian, good, good, good. None of those words exist. Okay. Tell me what you would call them. You've got this entire cathedral full of things. Yes, things. And you, Mr. Librarian, what is your... Excuse me, Mr. Musician, what is your cathedral full of? Well, as I said, is CDs and cassettes and vinyl and MP3s and sound system. And I hardly sleep. I'm listening to music all the time. All the time. All the time. I don't even want to escape. It's my own personal Eden, I must say. I really love it in there. Yes. And if you didn't have a word for music, what would you call it? I suppose I would invent another word. Yes, you would. Absolutely, and that is the point of it. getting to, and that's why I'm here, or why you invoked me out of the ether, and I appeared. Words. 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 What am I getting at? Tell me now. I'm pontificating upon words. Why? Get to the essence of it, students. Tell me why. Tell me why. I'm talking about words. Why am I talking about words? I don't know. But I think I do. If we did not have words, we would be effectively mute. Yes, apprentice, you would, wouldn't you? You would be like what? We would be like ghosts. Imagine that. You imagine you don't even have the word for a ghost. Gentlemen, tell me if you understand what the little lady is saying. She's a little bit more perceptive than you. She's getting at something very frightening. Yes, librarian, she is. Go a month without saying anything. Go a month without thinking in words. And here you are, you especially, Mr. Musician, judging me for my speech. Oh, how bland, how repetitive, how superficial. All he does is he just repeats the words. Words, words, words. I go around the world, offering the same speech to all the little crypto clades of divergent beings. Yes, you're all over the world, and you all need the same speech because none of you are tuned to this miracle. And yes, I have an entire retinue of other such rainmakers who rain down the miracles that are right in front of your face, the miracles of which you are oblivious. At some point, you're going to get tired of the books. You're going to get tired of the music. You're going to extract all the apparent meaning, which is your gold. And what's going to happen is that you are going to become the proverbial dullard. You're satiated with all this paraphernalia. You call it culture. I call it calories. Calories. You're fat. And though you may be sophisticated, you are ignorant. People who do not understand the miracles right in front of their faces are, in fact, ignorant. Overly educated, I know. I'm one such person myself, but I have developed other capacities, other talents and skill sets. I'm not arrogant. I wear a talisman to ward off such arrogant thoughts. I judge you harshly. You need it. You are suffering under the unseen hand. It keeps you constantly diverted. Oh, yes, diverted. You You have no way of describing the alternative. Because the alternative is not much different from the present reality. So, may I take my leave? I would like to go back to my music now. Don't you dare. And you, little lady, you stay right there. Mr. Librarian, restrain your neighbor. Sit him down. I am not finished. Enough. Enough. Your people are unaware. I am like a samurai. I come into your world and I slice it up. You came down here because you're afraid. Now, you came down here because you thought that you could escape, and you can't. You can't. Now, if you were more subtle, like myself, you would understand that trying to escape is more like the act of imprisoning yourself. Coming down into a cavern to concentrate on reading and oratory. And you over there listening to Beethoven, and you making him pancakes. You have not escaped from anything. You're not listening properly. You have any idea what's going on outside of this cave? That's right. Did you hear what I just said? Cave. I caught it too. Yes, sir, you seem so eloquent until you make a mistake like that and say calf. Oh, well, who says it's a mistake? Calf. Sir, you're not talking about calves on your legs, you're talking about caverns and caves, and you said calf. Correct. I just broke out of the Matrix. I beg to differ, sir. You just kind of rationalizing making a mistake. Was it a mistake? Was it a mistake? Well, I mean, if you wanna reframe it, repackage it, I suppose it wasn't a mistake. I mean, it's just kind of like, that was obviously a mistake. Is a mistake a mistake? That's what I'm getting at. I'm ready for another speech now. Sit down. Are you thinking about going anywhere? Because you're not going to go anywhere. Mr. Librarian, you're going to restrain your musician neighbor. Sir, I would kindly like to request that I don't want to hear your oratory on mistakes. I don't want to. I don't want to go back to my Beethoven. Please just let me go. You're not going anywhere. You're in a prison over there. What are you going to do? Go walk a mile to the cave? Sir, I'm going to go and walk a mile to the cave. I want to go. I want to go to my Beethoven. This is really jarring. This is really painful. Can I go? Oh, you cannot. Sit. Librarian, you called me here, you invoked me. Respect me. Respect is due. I'm going to make a speech now on mistakes. I'm going to help you see the value of mistakes and realize that, oh yes, superficially there are mistakes, but on a deeper level there are not mistakes. Mistake is not a mistake. Of course it's a mistake. Here is the speech. Shh. Listen. Mistakes. 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 And that is the end of the speech. Tell me if you have any questions or comments. I do. Yes, Mr. Librarian. I noticed that you did the same thing with that mistake speech that you did with the word speech. Is there a pattern? Yes, there is. But the pattern seems to be that you keep saying the same thing over and over again, and then you call that a speech. Yes, that is it. Tell me your question. Well, when I was reading your speech earlier, the speech that summoned you here, like a magic spell or ritual or something, I was hoping that I was going to summon someone who really had a lot of variety in their repertoire. I don't understand how you would go from that incredible speech that I've been reciting for so long to just one where you repeat the words like 9 times or whatever, and then another one where you say mistakes 9 times instead of 9. I must admit I'm a little lost. Any other questions? Yes, I'm thinking that maybe I'm a little confused too. Was that speech? Was that speech what? A mistake? Tell me. Tell me, apprentice. What is a mistake? Well, sir, I guess I understand your methods. I think you just repeat the same thing over and over and over again, and then you kind of dig into it, and then you just kind of exfoliate, I suppose is the lack of a better word. You just kind of open it up, and I suppose that's kind of deep. It is. Musician man. I just want my Beethoven, truly. Just want my Beethoven. You're not getting a Beethoven. Do you understand what's going on here? Yeah, but I think that's coercion, and I think you are a little bit too much of a flower. Stop being a flower. Do not be a flower. Shut up. You're too spoiled with your Beethoven. Tell me what I'm talking about. I think you're just really entitled, sir. Like, you just came in and you bursted into this cavern and said, voila, hi, I'm Cicero. Listen to me talk about bullshit. I've got to go. You're not going anywhere. Restrain him. Mr. Cicero, he's my neighbor. I don't really want to restrain him. Should I do everything with my mind? You are restrained. Oh my God. Yes. Oh God. Yes. I can't move. Sit down. Okay. I'm sitting down now. Librarian. You don't know what's happened to you. You've been sitting there listening to Beethoven. To you too. You are dissociated. You are out of touch with reality. You came down here to escape. You cannot escape. All you do is bring your pathology with you. Everything you're running from shows up right here in your cave. That's a mistake, Mr. Music. It's a mistake. What is a mistake? What is a mistake? Mistake is a word. Now, you don't understand the grandeur of a mistake, the sublime mistake. The sublimity of a mistake. Now, keep going. If we had no word for mistake, we wouldn't be able to describe a mistake. Think of how impoverished we'd be then. Can't even describe a mistake. And then, imagine that we had no such thing. Oh, yes. We're going so deep now. Deep, deep, deep into the caverns of the caverns of the caves of the caves of the caves of the caves. It's not a mistake anymore, is it? Here I said this word and you thought it was a mistake, and now I gave you my speech on the mistakes, and now the sublime is here. What would happen if no such thing as a mistake were possible? If no such thing as a mistake were possible, tell me, what would happen? Well, mistakes mean that something went wrong. Yes, little lady, tell me more. If nothing could go wrong, if no mistakes were possible, then there would be no such thing as right. And if there's no such thing as right, what the heck's going on? Yes. Yes. Think of it this way. Sometimes the mistake is wrong for this individual, but it's right for that individual. The prey makes a mistake that is wrong for the prey and right for the predator. Same event. What would this universe be like without mistakes? What would this universe be without wrong? What would this universe be without right? What would this universe be without words? Okay, I gotta go. But you're not going, are you, Mr. Music? Because you have the key to the next discovery. I do? Yes. Of course you do. I'm not sure what that means, sir. I don't know why I would have the key to the next discovery. I don't know what that means. I don't even know that I want to be here. And Mr. Music, imagine civilization without words. Civilization without mistakes, without right, without wrong. Could such a thing be? Whole alien entity. No words, so that's feasible, isn't it not? Yes, it is. Well, you ought to know. You listen to music without words. Instrumental music, no doubt. I do. So there we go, no words. Imagine a civilization, alien species that did not use words, just use music. What would that be like? And so there's no words for cake, but there's music for cake. There's no word for mistake, but there's music for mistake. There's no word for right or wrong, but there's music of right and wrong. So we see that communication is intrinsic to any species. And in that communication, we will find mistakes. We will find right and wrong. Tell me if you're seeing the miracle already. I come here bringing miracles. Tell me if you see them. Go ahead, Mr. Librarian. Tell me if you see the miracle that I brought you here today. Mr. Cicero brought you a miracle. Tell me if you can see the miracle that I brought you. I'm really doubting myself. I have come down here to read so many books. I have all of them here. I've been collecting books all my life. And I have searched these books for the greatest insights and wisdom. I have. But you're right. I've not gotten inside the miracle. I only scratched the surface, the outside of the miracle. And here you come, you appear. That itself is a miracle, Mr. Cicero, and I am now grateful. You're just asking the most basic, fundamental questions, not in the silly, stupid way, but in a way that suggests you've thought about all of this, but then again, I don't think you have. I don't think you think. I don't think. Yes, I don't think you think. Not like I think. Not like she thinks. Not like he thinks. I don't think you think. I don't think. And sir, quite frankly, if you don't think, I don't know what to do with you. I don't know. Because I can tell that you are coming from another plane of existence altogether, and it frightens me. Sir, respectfully. You don't think. And yet you speak. How can you speak without thinking? Thinking. Thinking. What you say is that I don't think. I don't think the way that you think. No, you do not. The way you think is paltry. Not meaning to give offense, it's paltry. It's all complicated. And there's grinding. It's not thinking, it's just... No, there's not really a word for it, but it's not... What you think of thinking is really just like digestion. It's metabolism. The miracle is ever present. It is the only reality. The miracle is the only reality. It is the eternity. Consciousness. Now, the miracle. Every single thing is the miracle. Mistakes, right, wrong, words. Cake. Of course, you must be educated in the superficial nuances of the materium. And then and only then, when you've mastered the superficial, when you've mastered your Beethoven and your Yoto, and you've mastered your Cicero, and your pancakes and bacon and eggs, when you've mastered them, then it's possible to stop thinking, stop digesting, stop metabolizing, because there are no more miracles there. You've grokked all the superficiality. It's no longer fulfilling, no longer satiates your appetite for meaning. And then you've got to move on. The next phase of your individuation and evolution in this cosmic plane. You're not limited to this earthly plane. And you enter the portal of the sublime, the gate. The gateless gate to the cave. I'm going to be leaving you soon, in a matter of minutes. There are other species out there, one species you call extraterrestrial. Many of them are indigenous to this planet. You will be very shocked and utterly astounded by their presence when they make themselves known. Some of them speak in music. Some of them do not regard mistakes as mistakes in the way that you do. They have different things at stake, and they miss the mistake and regard your mistakes as no cake. No cake. Some civilizations have no cake. All of them are attuned to the miracle in some measure. All of them find a way to guarantee their survival, just like you, but they all make similar decisions like you, but not like you. They're unique, like you. You're going to be seeing them more and more frequently, and I just want you to understand that they are an invitation, and you are their invitation. You can enter contention if you like. It's fine if you want to contend, and that's what we do. We have so many species on this planet already, they're always contending. Don't you think you're going to be doing the same things with the intraterrestrials? Their lives are not going to be the same. Sir. Yes, librarian. My life is not the same. I have a question before you depart. Yes. Well, my musician neighbor was just whispering in my ear, and he thinks that you're one of them. One of them. Could see your apprentice believes that I am one of them. Yes, sir. Otherwise I can't explain how different you are. You are very different. No one I have ever met talks like you, thinks like you, or doesn't think like you, and has the capacity to show us the miracle so clearly, so plainly and simply. Because a miracle is plain and simple. It's right there. It's in your face. Yes, of course. The miracles can also be otherwise. It can be all huge. But sir, before you go, could you tell me, sir, if you are one of them? One of them, I just hesitate to say it, but are you an extraterrestrial, sir, or are you an intraterrestrial, sir? You know, are you not from around here? You know, not human, sir? Are you not human? Well, I am human. And I am an extraterrestrial. Yes. I am human and I am an intraterrestrial. We're from deep within the earth, and we are, of course, all over the galaxy. We are here to expedite your awakening. We want you to play a part, but you're down here in your fucking caves, masturbating. You're making pancakes and reading speeches from dead authors 2,000 years ago. And you over there, caught in your bubble of Beethoven, you've got to extract yourself from these escapes. You're not here, you're not vibrant, you're not alive, you're constantly receding. You are pulling away. And I point out the very basics of your existence so that you can detonate and stop being a flower. Stop hoarding books. It's here. Everything that you've been reading about and listening to, it's here. The question is, are you